What's up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk Podcast, and we had to kind of change the episode a little bit. We had little shortcoming, which I think I gave these two gentlemen. I think I gave them about 52 minutes to get ready, and so I want to say thank you guys for doing that. But guys, if you don't know. If About the Firefly Outdoor Marine, the navigational lights, if you want to own the night on the water, Firefly Marine carbon fiber bow and stern light, telescoping, USGC approved, no glare, fewer bugs, crystal clear visibility, safe for epic adventures. See it all on fireflymarine.com, and make sure you use the discount code DECKTALK10. And if you don't know, guys, I'm Colin Burnett.
And I'm Pappy J. What is up, all my fellow American friends out there in the world of the podcast and the TikTok and the Instagram and all the social media and all that kind of stuff. Hey, let me give a good quick shout out to all our men and women in uniform across the world that is serving in our great military. You know, whether they be across overseas. In the desert or here on the good old American soil. Hey, we thank you for all that you guys do, and all the men and women. We appreciate it greatly, because if it wasn't for your sacrifice, daily sacrifice, matter of fact, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. I mean, and I know these great men right here in front of us, they can contest to that. But thank you guys. Salute to all you men and women out there for everything that y'all do, and just keep your head down and keep surging on. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm sure if you have seen an episode or two of the podcast, you recognize the gentleman that is on the bottom right, and
Surely not.
and so I know that he's been on once or twice, and but guys, if you don't know, we got Gerry Brousseau with us. What's up, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm glad to fill in for you at the last minute. And always like seeing you guys, talking to you guys. And I love the crowd that you draw. And, man, congratulations on having 1 million viewers, man. That's awesome.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, and it was crazy that we in just 28 days we had, I think the most that it got was to 1.2 million. So it
and to say the least, man, the work that went in behind that was astronomical. I mean, you know, we stayed steady. You know, we stayed hard at it, and it's just a matter of time, Gerry. It's just a matter of time, brother. That, you know,
I agree.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So anyway, when you gave me a call and said, "Hey, can you and Hunter come on?" and I said, "Yeah, we can come on." And then I got to thinking, man, I watched the end of that tournament that just happened, where the two Nut Boys finished first and second, and I saw a class act out of Keith Poche. And
man, it was
Keith and I fished against each other quite a bit, but really only talked when we were both paid by Major League Fishing to go give seminars at a high school camp over in Kentucky. We did some seminars together, and he realized I was into the high-tech cameras and all that, and I've got a lot of respect for that guy. But for those of you who didn't tune into that tournament, the weigh-in should have gone a lot differently. And being Mother's Day, and with the Nut Brothers' mom being there, Keith asked if he could go out of order and leave the two brothers on stage to find out who the final winner was. And man, I'll tell you what, that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen on a stage in my life. Keith, my hat's off to you on that one, brother. You did an awesome job.
Yeah, great job, brother.
Well, I appreciate it. And appreciate you having me on, guys. Whether if I was going to, if I was going to win or not, whether I finished weighed in last or second to last, it was really irrelevant. But the weight that I was showing on the bass track, and what I felt like I had, and I just felt like that the opportunity was going to be there for them to both be on the stage eventually. Like they was going to be 1 and 2 after what it was showing. So I made a decision and I said, hey, Kevin, they had to change all they didn't put Dylan in the system. They had to go back and change it. Cause I was like, hey, whoa, 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 let me go. Because it just seemed right to have those two up there. I thought it would be if the situation was reversed, I would want my brother, I would want it to be me and my brother at the end.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That was awesome, man. Great thinking on your part, and man, it was like a storybook ending because you put all that together. So, I bet you a lot of the people here, you had a great tournament there. You went in some skinny water there, but man, I bet you a lot of people want to hear some stories about how the tactics you use to get into some of these places. I've heard stories about skegs getting cut off and cowlings getting removed, and so I've heard. I'd like you to share a few of them if you could.
Yeah, the cowling being removed is pretty much standard procedure. Anytime I'm going somewhere, I mean, it's typically something low I'm going underneath or some tight quarters, and the cowling, especially with these new motors, these new Mercury 4-strokes, they're so big and which I mean, it's just the way they're built. I mean, it's not like they're like super heavy or that. It's just all the plastic and with these new technology, computers and computer boards and whatever else on these motors. But it's always good to take them off because it shrinks it down, makes it shorter, and of course you don't want to scratch it all up. I mean you don't want them shiny cowlings. You want to keep them scratch free best you can. But yeah, I mean that's a normal occurrence for me. But for instance, you mentioned the skag cutting. A lot of times I'll cut my skag off right when I get the boat because I mean, I'm running so shallow a lot of times that skag, it extends so much farther past the prop that a lot of times I'll hit that'll kind of keep me from getting in a place sometimes because I'll hit and it'll slow me down. I mean, because a lot of times it's within an inch or two that I'm running where I'm not even hitting anything,
Right.
and I'm that close from damaging the prop or lower unit, whatever. But having that skag just a little bit shorter allows me to run a little bit shallower as well. But to your point, I had to cut my skag at even shorter at the Harris chain earlier this year because I was going underneath this bridge and the motor was just tall enough to where, like, with the cowling off, that the top of the motor was hitting underneath the bridge, and the skag and the prop was hitting on the bottom. So it was kind of like boop boop boop, like bumping underneath there. So I had to trim everything down to get my boat underneath there and through on the other side. So it was pretty crazy. Just
Is
to make,
that is that the one where you put the cowling up on the railroad tracks and said, "Oh,
yeah,
train don't come while I'm going under"?
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
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 So my question is how many times have you learned from that experience to cut everything down?
So I mean, look, this normally a trial run. Like normally, I'm in practice or pre-practice. I'll go and I'll map things out. I'll check it all out. I'll make a test run before I go through it. How do I run in an area? What I need to do? Take the cowling off, trim this. I've had to take the lower unit off sometimes to get in a place. Like I mean, I'll go as far as that. And if I had to take the lower unit off to go into that underneath that bridge, I would have. But it's a little tricky though because you can't get out of the boat to take it off. I mean, you got to. I mean, you got to have a rope already tied to the lower unit to when it breaks off, you don't lose it. But dude, I've done all kind of things. I've actually taken 3 bolts out of the off the motor where they're mounted onto the jack plate and turned the motor sideways to be able to go underneath something. But you got to take a strap and strap it, hold on to the motor. You don't want to let it go because it'll fall in the water and
Right.
pick it up. So I've done some crazy things to get in places, and you know, I take it to the extreme. I mean, I do what I have to do to get to an area to catch fish. I mean, and that's the end goal, to catch fish, whatever it takes. And that's, you take other guys the way they fish, the way they use these trolling motors on power poles now. They got all this technology. They got live scope on the transoms. They got all these new baits. You were showing some little old tingling tent baits with tentacles. I mean, everybody does everything for one reason. What catch their end goal is
Catch fish.
to
Yeah.
catch fish and be successful. Whatever it takes, they do it. They buy the all the technology and have all the wire. They even buy certain batteries to make their screens hotter to be able to have a better picture. It's no different than what I'm doing. The end goal, no matter how you look at it, of what I do versus what they do, is to catch fish. 100%.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is it. So I do what I have to do to catch them, and within the rules. Now, I mean, I can't get out of the boat and push. I can't winch. I can't have, you know. There's more than one way to skin a cat. There's things I do that I don't say because I don't want them to make rules.
Right.
They'll rule me to death if I start sharing all the things I do, to little tricks and trades to get back in places or do things without breaking a rule. So I, I've taken this to a new level, and I spent a lot of time in that little gator tracks with that mercury, and I've learned what it will and won't do with a prop, flat bottom boat. You can't run jets or tunnel holes, so you have to do it out of a prop, traditional factory boat. So I've really figured it out. And do I still hit? Yes. I mean, things happen. I mean, sometimes you just don't have water, and it's just impossible. But I know how to run it to where when I do hit, it's not catastrophic. You see what I'm saying? I can
Yeah.
still run over something and coast through it, jump it, boom, bang. And yeah, there's still going to be some accidents, but I'm able to get through it and catch fish. The end goal to catch fish and be successful and potentially win.
So
That kind of sounds like when you said you don't want to rule them. It kind of sounded like old Roland Martin when he said he first started fishing bass, that there was four rules that they came up with, and they called it the Martin rules. And I mean, I can't remember all four of them, but he was he's the cause of it, and that kind of sounds like he might have should have took your theory behind that one.
Yeah, there's some Keith Poche rules already for sure. Last year, there's no doubt. And and honestly, I mean, I've tried to be transparent with everyone to an extent, and with the tournament director, especially on one particular league than the other. But my honesty and my forthright and trying, and of course, I'm not. That's the right thing to do, and that's the right way to be.
Yeah,
That backfired on me.
right.
They used my honesty against me,
Against you. Yeah.
and
yeah.
now I'm not telling them nothing. I mean, they're gonna have to just polygraph me or whatever, but I'm not. Hey, bro, no, man. So
Yeah.
You know,
When you get back into some of these areas, do you ever have company back there? I mean, I guess maybe the only other real shallow fisherman would be John Cox, wouldn't it?
yeah, John does similar stuff what I do, but I take it to a new level. He,
I
his
know you
boat
do.
His
yeah.
boat it's a big boat.
Yeah.
I think it's a 20-foot with a 250, but it's a big wide boat. And now he can get back in places, but his access he's limited. His accessibility to run, extremely shallow or jump certain things is a little limited. Now, it hinders him. I feel like now. My deal is just like way like off to its own, like it's way extreme, more extreme than his. So great fisherman, great. I mean, and actually, I got to give him a lot of credit. I've watched him and seen how he's been successful over the years and doing that backwater and kind of out of the way places, and that kind of sparked my interest to want to do the same. And but I just, like I said, I just went off way deeper than he did with it, and it works out sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, just this past week, I mean, I'm limited on the amount of fish. You got to think when you get in these places in these small areas, there's only so many fish there. There's only so many fish there. But versus like the Dillon Nut, Carter that won the main lake, they have so many more abundance of opportunities to catch fish. There's a bigger school. There's and of course they have more time to fish. They don't have to run as far as I do. They have to work at, zigzag and figuring out how to get back to this place. So yeah, when I get there, they're normally a little bit fresher and they're a little bit less pressured, and I'm able I have to catch the ones that's there. But when they're gone, they're gone. I mean, and I
Yeah.
typically run out of fish, and that goes to show. Now, if I would have hammered on them the first day, because I left early the first day because I was catching a lot of the same side. I didn't want to burn too many fish. You got to think, hey, go in there, you catch what you can catch, and not catch too many because you need them for day 2, day 3.
Right.
I just didn't get a big bite the first day. I might have had a big bite, but how many 2-pounders, 2.5s would I had to catch to get that 3.5, 4-pounder? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of get what you can get and say, all right, that's it. Let me go on and go somewhere else and let this rest. So I just ran out of fish, and ultimately I come a pound short. So congratulations to them. They're great young men, and I'm happy for them. And but there'll be another tournament. There'll be another opportunity for me, and that's I've
Oh
been
yeah.
so long. I know. I mean, you can't. It used to bother me really bad to come up short or not win. But hey, man, I'm gonna have another opportunity. My time's gonna come. It's done came before, so it is what it is. You just gotta take it and keep rolling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got a question for Gerry. Simplify 2531 says, "Hey Jerry, my question is: he glad he went to the aluminum for all the backwater fishing that he does?"
I guess that would be actually for Keith.
That's for
He's saying
Keith.
he's
Yeah.
just saying, "Hey, Gerry."
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I mean, am I glad I went to the all aluminum for
Yeah.
oh 100%. So here's the deal. Boat technology is advanced so much, whether it's fiberglass or aluminum. But on the aluminum side, I run the Gator Track Strike Series as well, which is a 20-foot support. Got a performance hull. It runs in the 70s. Got a 250. It's a fast boat. I mean, it performs just like a fiberglass. But the aluminum, especially Gator Tracks, is all welded, 3/16 thick hull. The boat is like a tank, but also light because it's aluminum. It's not all heavy and gaudy.
Hmm.
It's fast. It performs. And y'all gonna think I'm crazy. This boat performs in rough water. Maneuvering, making turns, hands down way better than a fiberglass. I pass up fiberglass boats all the time in rough water. It's unbelievable how well this boat, especially up north in the Great Lakes and things like that. You think, oh, aluminum boat, you can't do it. No, man, this thing is. I even take my GT series, the small one, my little stump jumper up the Great Lakes. Y'all probably seen. You go back watch videos of me with a 115 going across Lake St. Clair. I mean, just jumping away and passing up fiberglass boats. So just imagine what I can do in that 20-foot strike series. So also you go into the fact that all right, fishing shallow or fishing deep, whatever. But if you fish shallow, I mean, you ain't got to worry about scratching it on rocks, stumps, docks, whatever. It's aluminum. You're not going to be thousands of dollars out on fiberglass work. Or I mean, you just take some touch-up paint. And, I mean, it's so easy. But the
Hmm.
technology and the way they build them, design them, they're just as good as better as fiberglass nowadays. It's
Yeah.
really amazing. I would
Yeah. Because
suggest everyone to I don't care what aluminum boat company you go with. I prefer you go with Gator Tracks, but fiberglasses are just so outrageous expensive. It's you getting the same amount of boat with aluminum. My point.
yeah, I agree. Because and I've got an aluminum boat, and I was when I first got it. The main reason why I got it is because I didn't feel like spending $100,000 on a boat, and and I wasn't fishing that many tournaments, and I was just doing mainly just filming and fun fishing and stuff like that. But so I really didn't need a boat that was going to go 70 mile an hour, and I was surprised when I got and I took the boat out, like how it actually did handle. Like it was, it wasn't 100% like a fiberglass boat, but it was. I mean, it handled like it took the waves. Um, we live in Chattanooga, and we've got we're on Chickamauga and Nickajack and Gunnersville a lot, and so when that wind's blowing from the south coming up on Chickamauga, they get some pretty good rollers, and I was just able to kind of just cruise right over them, and I was very impressed. Now, and I've seen you go out on with those that gator tracks, and I've been out in uh, what is it the Vexus boat. The Vexus boat is that I really enjoy, but I can understand like what you were saying about John Cox with his boat is I guarantee what I'd say it's a couple 100 pounds heavier than what yours is easily.
Yeah, here's the deal. Of course, Gator Tracks has the thickest hull on the outer shell on the market, 316.
Right.
All the Vexus and the Crestline and all, they're all a lot thinner. But the thing about Gator Tracks is that there's no double walls. Like if you look in some of these boats, they have the outer shell, you have an inner shell, and they run the wires and whatever else. I mean, they don't have all that. They got a shell and they got compartments, but it still looks good. It's a very, very well thought out design boat. I've put a lot of thought in it. I've helped them design certain things apart with that boat, and it's just bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like they've cut all the weight out. I mean, it's not like a bunch of extra nonsense in it. So it's really the way it's the amount of weight it is versus what's the amount of the size and the motor. It's really a fast boat.
That deck is massive.
What's the horsepower on that boat?
The Strike Series is 250. I mean, it's got a 250 on it. Runs in the
the Gator Tracks. The one the little one you used.
Oh, the little one's it's got a 150. 150.
And what does it run for speed with a 150 on it?
I get 48, 9. I mean, depends on how well I got it loaded. But I run a 4-blade prop, but 46 is easy, 7 easy. But I get 48, 49. I mean, it's a 19-foot lake. It's flat bottom. It's got a flat bottom hybrid V. So what that means is it's flat and then it comes up to a little V. But a flat bottom, I don't care what boat it is, it's only going to do so much and then it's going to start porpoising. It doesn't have that continuous V to weigh, whatever the technology, the way that is, that makes it not porpoise. But now it's got some trim tabs on the back, which helps a little bit, but a flat bottom, I don't care which one it is. When it gets so fast, it's gonna want to porpoise. But anyway, I wanted to have the smallest size motor because the bigger the motor, the bigger the prop, the bigger the hub, the more you got to surface that's going to hit something. So I've hit a lot more with this 150 than I did with the 115 because it's a smaller diameter prop, smaller lower unit, everything, and I'm able to get up out of the water more and less prop, less diameter to hit something. So.
Now, I got one story that I want you to tell, and I don't know the particulars, but you had to pass through this shallow area, and I guess overnight somebody threw rocks in the water there.
Mm-hmm.
And tell that story. I don't even know where you were, but I remember that story.
Yeah, it was 2022 at the Red River in Louisiana. And I was fishing this backwater, so there was a little gap in the rocks that come right off the river channel, and it had a little pond, and then it made another ditch that was just sand that went around, and it opened up to some 10-foot holes. I mean, big pond. It was 2 holes, 10-foot hole ponds back there. There's a lot of water back there. So that little cut in the rocks right off the river has been there for years. You used to be able to get through that in there and through that ditch before it silted in. Like you can get big boats all through there. Well, I fished it the first 2 days. It was hot, like it wasn't generating no water. It was September, it was the fall, and water level didn't change. There was this green slime on the rocks. I mean, you could tell. Well, I show up for day 3. I mean, my boat floated through there. No, I never hit nothing on the rock. I mean, just float right through, and then I would get up on pad when I got in that little pond. I would run that sand ditch.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that those rocks were turned up and sloughed into that cut.
Mm.
They were all, the green slime was sideways on some, like you could tell, and they were fresh. Like you could see they were freshly, like the bottom of a rock. And I couldn't get through. Like somebody went in there that Friday night and put those rocks in there. They even put them, see, I had to dig that ditch out, that sand ditch out a little bit, and that's legal to do. You can do that, right? Once I got past that first cut, there's the actual ditch, I had to dig it out. Well, come to find out, they even put some rocks in that ditch too, which I didn't know it at the time when I ran it. Luckily, I didn't hit them. I got up on pad enough, but coming out, see, I could push out. Coming out, push out. I was pushing out. I finally got toward the end. I'm pushing it, and I could feel the rocks. I'm like, them suckers put rocks here too. But
Man.
I ended up getting over those rocks that they did at the front. But and then running in there, it was amazing. Like I was beside myself. It really, I was upset. Like it really, dude, it hurt me, like personally, because I'm like, somebody's gonna go out of their way. Who would do that? Like, why would they do that? Like, it's intentional. Like, taking that away from me because they're jealous, because they're not really men. They're probably little sissies. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the guy's name was Dustin Renault. I ended up finding out who it is, and I keep calling him out, and he keeps saying he's actually fishing the NPFL now. But he's a piece of work, bro. He's got a lot of money, and look, hey, he's probably gonna hate that I'm saying his name, but I'm gonna keep saying it. But people saw him. People saw him on Friday night launching his boats, and with a couple other guys saying, "We're about to go f some stuff up tonight."
Now, when you got there, did is the story right that you called the tournament director and asked him if you could move the rocks or something?
So so I called the tournament director, and I'm like upset. I'm about crying, bro. That's how upset I was about it. I could not believe someone would do this. Well, I had some fans that had followed me. They were just trying to see where I was fishing. Hey, bro, I had a marshal. I had an observer with me that day. I'm on the phone with Hank Weldon, and them dudes are hearing all that stuff. What's going on? They jumped. They just dove in the water, man, and went and moved them rocks for me. I'm like, Hank, I didn't ask them to do nothing. I didn't,
So that worked out.
So he couldn't DQ me.
No.
Because I'm on the phone with him, and them dudes just jump in the water and start moving rocks.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't know how that went down. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a few questions. What's your favorite body of water?
I would say the James River. It's a tidal fishery, shallow water. There's some giants there. It's a fun place to fish. I actually I won a pro circuit there last year, but my first time ever fishing, I fished the Open in 2022. I finished second to Kenta Kamira. I was leading going to the last day, dude. I found one of the most phenomenal fish spots I've ever found. It was, dude. I could probably catch 30 pounds a day in there. I just didn't have time to figure it out. I was building a house. I actually showed up late for practice. Didn't even practice that much. Ended up catching 24 pounds one day. Finished in second, then went back again for a Bass Pro Tour, caught an 8-pounder out of it, and then come back again for the pro circuit and ended up winning barely by 4 ounces.
Nice.
But I exposed that place, and it started getting a lot of pressure, and locals started going in there, and it really, it got tougher, but they still in there.
Yeah.
That whole river system's phenomenal. It's tidal. It sets up for me. Yeah.
What's the biggest bass you've caught in what body of water?
So, the biggest bass that I know of, I weighed 11.2, was in a local little place, here in Alabama. But as far as in a tournament, was 9-2 out of Lake Fork.
Okay.
Yeah, I caught it in a BPT event.
No kidding.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I can remember. I guess it's one of the first events that I remember you, and I guess you say it. You come in sideways on a into the classic after fishing an MLF event. I can't remember what it was, and I mean, you come in uh, later then, and because I know when we were at the classic uh, and the talk was that you was going to be coming in hot. What was it, the night before day one, and you actually, because you was up in you were up in the Northeast from that tournament, correct?
No, it was actually 2023. It was classic at Tellico, Fort Loudoun Tellico
Right,
in Knoxville. We were fishing a Bass Pro Tour event, Douglas, Cherokee. So it was 2 days on Douglas and 2 days on Cherokee. And I was actually staying in Knoxville while I was fishing the Bass Pro Tour event. It ended on Thursday. I won on Cherokee on
right.
Thursday, and the Bassmaster Classic, the first day of Bassmaster Classic, started the very next day on Friday.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah,
practice. And the only time I got to practice for the Classic was my day off because it was like two groups, for the Bass
right.
Pro Tour. So my day off on a Bass Pro Tour event, I would practice the Classic, and I didn't even get every day of practice. So, and I still almost made the cut on the Classic.
You did, yeah, yeah. Because I remember you coming in and because I was surprised because some odd reason I wasn't thinking that it was on that you was on Cherokee or Douglas because that's not really that far of a little drive uh,
Yeah.
from Knoxville to uh, Cherokee or Douglas, and so I mean I was thinking that it was farther away up like up
No,
northeast somewhere.
Fort Loudon is actually the next lake down from Cherokee. Like
Right.
it, like the below the dam, that's Fort Loudon. But they cut us off at a certain bridge because if they wouldn't cut us off, I would be the only one to be able to get up there, and I would have probably blew that in the way too.
So what what format like with the BPT and then like the elites, is there a format that you like better?
Well, so I don't really know if I like either one better. I think each has its goods and bad, pros and cons.
Right.
I think every fish counts is a little more exciting, far as drama wise, to an extent. But the best five, I think, at the end of the day, is one of the purest and better. Like as far as wholesome, I mean, that's kind of the start of. And I think it's changed over the years. There used to be, I don't know, 10 fish, 7 fish, and 5 fish. So I mean, the amount of fish has changed. But I think a 5 fish is a lot better for technique wise, for the sport in general. The way it's ran, the format. I mean, I just think it's just a better look. Now, with that said, there's a new deal coming here in a couple weeks. I just posted on my social media. You may want to go check it out. It's a team deal. It's a test run deal for potential new opportunity of a tour. The future of tournament fishing, team fishing, and it's kind of a hybrid format, a hybrid deal. And I ain't gonna say too much about it. A lot of it I've worked on. A lot of it was my idea. I come up with this idea years ago, working on another deal with some anglers, and it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. So I'm excited about it to to help showcase something like this. So March 27th, Lake Guntersville is going to be from noon to 7. You guys need to stay tuned. It's going to be all live stream. We're going to be live stream Fish Chaos, live stream on our own social medias. We're going to have some celebrities there fishing it. It's going to be a big deal.
Heck yeah. Yeah, and we'll keep in touch with you on that as well and following up to where because we'll promote it as well on our on all of our platforms. And uh, so what are because I know like I grew up being a river rat. And when it comes down to like fishing highland reservoirs or clear deep water and stuff like that, like it kicks my rear end. So with uh growing up and being from Louisiana, and fishing all that shallow water and stuff like that, does highland reservoirs give you more issues?
Well, so the problem with some of those is they get shallow quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the flatter it is, the probably more the farther you can go. It may be a little sketchy, but the farther see when it's so uphill, that there's so much fall. You take Douglas for instance. I mean, I was so excited about going to that event. I mean, I told some buddies of mine, I said, if there's one this year that I can win, it's going to be Douglas or Oklahoma. You follow Oklahoma. I'm looking forward to that too. Right. But Douglas especially because I felt like I can get places guys can't, which I could, but I couldn't get as much as I thought I could because of number one reason is the flow. The flow in those rivers, French Bar, the Cherokee, and the Pigeon, they had no flow. And they didn't have no flow because they haven't had much rain. That's a big deal. If you take this in perspective, so if you get a lot of rain in an area, and the main lake may raise 6 inches, right?
Right.
Well, upriver, it may raise 6 foot, in some instances, yeah. or at least 3 foot, because it's so narrow that it swells, like it has nowhere to go. It's got high banks and it swells. Well, when it gets down lake, it spreads out, and it's got more surface water to cover, and so it's not going to rise as high as it would in that narrow little channel. So you got to keep that in perspective. So all that water's coming in, and it can't spread out, so it's got to go up. And typically, the Cherokee French Broad on Douglas Lake has a lot more flow this time of year, and it's a lot higher because it's narrow and it's up. And the water's got a foot or two on them shoals.
Right.
Dude, there's some places up there that another couple miles that there's just giants. And unfortunately, there was just not enough flow. And for that instance, your question, a Highland Lake, depending on the amount of rain, will dictate a lot of how far you can go because it's so steep and you got to have that flow. You got to have that rise in those narrow creeks to be able to get to certain points. But on a lower level of elevation system, it's going to be a lot flatter. You won't need as much elevation to get back in certain areas.
Right. So how much, how much water do you need to be able to run on plane and get into some of the shallow water?
I would say 6-7 inches on rock. The 7 inches to be safe. I can get 6. I can get shallower. I'm talking 3 to 4 inches. If it's just, I know it's just like one slither, like maybe 4 foot. I can jump and kind of hit my motor and then coast over and get back and then trim back down in it. But when there's just stuff everywhere, kind of just sporadic, I got to keep my motor down in the water. I need 7 inches really, especially with this 150. Now, with that 115, a couple of years ago when I won for on Cherokee and Douglas, I had the 115, and I could probably do the 5, 6. I mean, we're talking inches.
Right. Yeah.
People don't understand. Like, man, I mean, this is so specific and technical that it comes down to an inch or two, really, and hitting or not hitting, and because when you hit, it slows you down, and then the lift when you're running, your boat's going to get when you lose lift, your boat goes down in the water, and that's just more opportunity to hit something else. So
Right.
it's man, you gotta stay in it, wide open, jacked up, trimmed up, and don't let off.
Hammer down. Yeah. So, we got a question that says, "What are your thoughts on the forward-facing sonar?"
I don't care. I mean, I don't care either way. Like I good for them. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really. It doesn't really affect. I don't care about that. I mean, yeah, this technology, it's evolved, and you know, I mean, good for those guys that's got it figured out. I don't have it figured out. I mean,
Yeah.
I've caught them with it before, but I've never really excelled a whole lot with it. But
Right.
you know, here's where I'm at with it. If they leave me alone, let me do what I do. They can do whatever they want with that. They can have many transducer screens. They can do whatever. I don't care. But just
Right.
leave me alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't try to shut me down on what I do. If they gonna allow them to keep using that box and that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep jumping houses and trucks and everything else. Y'all just use y'all's forward facing sonars. I don't even care.
Well, and that's one thing that I have noticed is like because I've talked to John Cox and I'd seen you at on Chickamauga here. Was it last spring when y'all were up here?
Mhm.
And the thing is that I've kind of figured out from talking to y'all is if Keith is able to go and fish how Keith is wanting to go and fish, there's really nobody that can stop him. It don't matter which way the other people want to fish. If you're able to go and fish how you want to fish, and there's enough fish to be able to provide for that length of tournament, you're hard to beat no matter where you're at and what anybody else is doing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's all location based. I mean, there again, you
Right.
know, does it even have that accessibility to those places? I mean, some places we go to they don't have it. I got to fish the main lake with everybody else, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, at least I have that capability in certain areas. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't care what they do. All this talk about I mean, just make a decision, somebody. Just let
Right.
them do it. Like I don't really care. Like it's really a lot of extracurricular drama that's dumb. Like it's really getting old. I'm tired of hearing about it. To be honest with you.
Right.
Like it's real. Like it. Let's
I
just
love it.
like let's just let's just go fishing, man. Just let people
Exactly.
and let's just go, just whatever.
Yeah. If you got it, fine. If you don't, fine. Let's.
What
I
what
mean, at the end of the day, we're doing what we've always done, and that's fish.
listen to me. Listen, and this is what it boils down to. Here, I'm gonna tell. Listen up, Boyd Duckett, Chase Anderson, and whoever else you want. Look, if you want to be like NASCAR, that's fine. Make everybody run the same exact size boat, the same exact motor, have the same amount of rods, the same amount of electronics, the same amount of weight of like if you're gonna do it all the way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop this and that, rule this and all that. Why don't y'all just make it where everybody got the same amount of equipment, the same, well, it don't have to be the same brand, but it's got to be the same level, like a 36 volt motor or a 12-inch screen. Everybody has to have one 12-inch screen and one 10-inch screen or two 12, whatever it is. But stop complaining and bitching about this or that. Let's just make it all the same, and then that will solve off everybody's issue.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't ever do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't ever run a little boat. I wouldn't like it's so petty. Like I get so tired of hearing about this. If we were if this was a true league and we the best and we this and that, why don't you act like it? Why don't you put things in place as a organization like we're a professional organization. Why act like it, bro? Why don't you get up and do some things that's going to make things better for the anglers and for your organization? Because apparently you're not. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And that's the only way I see it is to make it right. It's just to make everybody run the same thing. Then nobody can argue. Nobody can say, he got this, he got that. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
I totally 100% agree. 100%. 100%.
I mean, it's
too easy. It's too easy. It's
Well, I
too
guess
easy.
so. I guess it is too easy. I mean, I don't
But
know.
you know, I've always said this, and I've said this to my kids. Some things are just too easy for certain people.
Well,
You know, it's just too easy.
well, it's really common sense. And
Well,
now
that too. I mean, we ain't gonna talk about that one.
I don't know. I mean, you got sponsors, which I don't think sponsors. I don't understand why sponsors would that would be an issue because let them run the forward facing and whatever. That's all I hear. Well, the forward facing companies won't allow them to do this. Well, okay, well, let them do it. I mean, what just
Mhm.
do whatever to make everybody happy. Like if you choose not to use it, then don't use it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least give them the opportunity to use it.
yeah,
I like
Yeah.
what Bass is doing with the one term it on, one term it off. I think that's very
Yeah.
simple, very clean, very no confusion.
No questions about it. It's
Take it off your
yeah.
boat. There's no
Yeah.
yeah.
3 hour deal. Well, did he? Blah, blah, blah. Nah, man, you got it this tournament and this tournament you don't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But honestly, it comes down to scheduling too. You know, you can schedule events to where whether they are able to use it or not, it's not a winning strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like river systems, places where Florida, real shallow water, where you can use it, but you can use it all day long. It ain't gonna help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when they schedule the FFS, the forward facing sonars, do they schedule it based on what system they're on, like whether it be a Highland Reservoir or a river system, or is it randomly?
I think they had a drawing, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they had a drawing. They flipped a coin, or
Yeah.
I mean, seeing what how Chase Anderson felt when he woke up that morning. I have no idea. Like, I mean, it's really no telling what they're doing over there. I'll be honest with you, man. It's really amazing to see how some of these things are going down. I mean, I have so much. I mean, look, they're great. The organizations have given me a platform to be who I am and to fish the way I fish. But I mean, really, I mean, there's no question that there's some things that need to be cleaned up. I mean,
Mm,
across the board, and this is really getting ridiculous. Like,
mm.
I want them to succeed. I mean, I'm one of the biggest MLF fans. I mean, I was part
Yeah.
of the group that left Bass years ago, and heck, I'm still fishing MLF. I got knocked off the Bass Pro Tour, and whether I agree with the way they shrunk the field or not, I mean, I got kicked off. I'm trying to requalify. Doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Trying to be a team player, but it's just hey man, they make it hard to to be positive on it. You know what I'm saying? They just need to
Yeah,
think about the product as well, because the anglers are the product. Anglers
Yeah.
put on the show. I mean, us anglers, we could all get together and say, hey, let's go put a tournament on, and we'll run a live stream, our own live stream. We'll get just as many views as they would.
Yeah.
hmm,
Honestly, we
yeah,
we are the tournament. Like we
yep,
can say, all right, we ain't showing up for this tournament. We're gonna run our own tournament, do our own show,
yep,
your own viewership. I mean, what they gonna
Yeah.
do?
You
I mean,
know,
yeah,
it's that simple. It is that simple
yeah.
that the way technology is. I got a Starlink that goes in my boat. I can do a live anywhere, anytime I want. And it's that simple these days. And it's not very expensive to do it. What technology
Hmm.
No.
it is, we don't need a BASS or MLF or MPFL or whatever to be seen, to be to to make noise or show this or show that. I mean, you look at all these YouTubers and all this stuff. I mean, they get more views than these leagues.
Yeah. That's
Well,
true.
and that's the thing, man. I mean, it, I guess they need to be more humble about what they're doing, because I mean, everything you just spoke is legit. I mean, you guys are the show. You guys is what carries the audience, what brings the audience. I mean, you know,
when you
without y'all, there is no BASS, there is no MLF, there's nothing.
When you
I
go
mean,
to
besides,
the NBA website, NFL website, you can buy players merchandise, right?
hmm,
Yeah.
How many angler merchandise can you buy on MLF or BASS?
uh-uh.
No.
no,
No.
no,
That's what I'm saying. Their business model, I think, is is wrong. I think they're just. I don't know why nobody's figured this out. Like, what are they trying to do? Like, it could be some shared profit. Like, I just don't
Here we
understand why
go.
they're not trying to
Here we go. Come on.
help the anglers. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many more ways to make money, generate
Yeah.
income, and it's like they just don't. They're lazy. They don't want to do it. Like, it's like it's not that hard to set up.
It's a professional sport, so why would you not be able to claim royalties and everything else like that?
Hey, bro, hey, beats me, bro.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's what I'm
You know,
saying. But I think we got a bunch of rednecks running this. I mean, I'm a redneck, whatever.
Well, so yeah, I mean, hey,
But
you know,
I think we need some smart people up there that can run the show. You know what I'm saying?
let's go, Jerry. Let's go,
there you
Jerry.
go. Hey, you
Come
know
on,
when
Jerry.
you all talking about the flipping of the coin for whether you had
Right.
forward facing or not, I think that was all a game because instead of my idea was they were going to take every lake, they'd have a coin, and if the coin came up heads, you used it, and it came up tails, you didn't. That's not what they did. They had two lakes side by side, and they flipped
Yeah.
the coin, and if the first one didn't get forward facing, the second one did.
Yeah.
And then they take those two away, they put two more up, and it'd be the same thing. So you're almost hoping, there's no way you can end up with like 75% with or 75% without because they were trying to even it up the best they could to start with.
Right.
I was like, man, I didn't know you were doing that. This seems like the biggest foolish game anybody
Yep.
ever
Yeah.
played.
Yep. Yep.
Let's be fair.
Yep.
Each lake, heads you
Yeah.
do it, tails you ain't got it. Let's go.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
going to tell
I think
you,
that was the
when it
best way
first,
to do it, where to be 50%. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be 50%.
exactly.
They didn't. I
Yeah.
mean, I get it. They wanted to have some with it, but that
Yeah.
was the only way to make it where it was an even, deal.
Right.
Yeah.
When it first came out, you could put that forward facing on them fish, and man, you catch 8 or 9 out of 10 fish. And down here in Florida, everybody using it on these deeper lakes, which we don't have a lot of deep lakes down here. You start to hit them with forward facing, you start to see them scatter away.
Yeah.
Or you run your bait through them and they just move out of the way because they've been shell shocked. And I told everybody, just let it take its course. It's not going to be as deadly.
Nah.
And when they get tired of that scope and all them baits being thrown on them, guess where they're going to run? To
Well,
shallow water.
We're gonna run the Keith Poche.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right in the Keith
That's it.
Poche area.
Well, and which Jerry, we've talked about it because I don't know if it's been on the podcast or if it's just been in regular conversation with you. That even like on Chickamauga, like for like summertime comes around and it's starting to get that way now because the fish are pushing out.
Mm-hmm.
To where you have to just grab a ticket and just sit out there and just wait your turn to be able to get on these ledges. Well, I've seen within the past couple of years, like there has been. I mean, I've caught some bigger fish, even starting to be pushed back up into the shallow waters and stuff because of it.
Yep. It's happening. Nobody believed it would, but it is actually happening. You can see it happen.
I tell
Hey,
you, I
before
tell
we
you,
get too deep in this,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of people that want me to ask Keith a question.
Okay.
Keith, if you had to fish the entire year of tournaments and they only allowed you one bait, what would that bait be?
Jig. I'll throw a jig. I mean, you could swim it, you can skip it, you can whatever, flip it. The jig is one of the most versatile baits.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the trailer, depending on how you fishing it, will dictate whether you're swimming it, flipping it, whatever. But yeah, jig, I love throwing a jig. I caught a few fish this past week on a jig, not a lot. I didn't throw a lot because just the type of structure I was fishing, I'd stay hung up a lot more, I felt like. But yeah, I mean, it's really, I've caught a lot of big fish on it. I've had a lot of success, and it's just a fun bait to fish with. It really is. So.
Do you have a certain brand?
Huh?
Certain brand of bait of jig?
Oh yeah, the Berkeley power jig. I mean, the power
Okay.
jig they got, it's just good as any. It's got the scent in the skirt, so that's always an added incentive to throw it. Scent's a big deal, with the max scent baits
Yeah.
I use. I feel like really I get a lot of bites behind guys using max scent. It's really amazing that,
Yeah.
and of course they got that new lab series out now. It's really some the way that scent disperses out of those baits. It's really a cool process on how they've developed all that stuff.
Well, let me ask your opinion on something. Do you ever and I know the what is it? The belly bombs that they push into the bait and it's supposed to slowly release the scent. Do you use any of that on your trailers or anything like that?
I don't. No, I don't. Yeah, I use the max scent.
I think Lucas Black uses it a lot. I didn't know if it a lot of anglers use that or not, but I was just kind of curious about it.
Is that you talking about the yeah, Mr. Friday Night Lights?
Friday
Yeah,
Night
yeah,
Lights.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, oh no, Fast and Furious. What
yeah.
Yeah.
Tokyo
Right.
Drift. Tokyo
Yeah.
Drift.
Yeah.
Now I do got a question for you. Now, as far as like going back on the electronics, forward facing sonar or side imaging, what would be your pick?
Um, so I would say forward facing sonar, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm forward facing, and I'm working, I'm throwing a minnow on the fish or whatever."
Hmm.
They fishing with it.
Hmm.
They trying to see the fish.
Hmm.
I can't catch them with that thing. I mean, I have a few times. Like I caught him with the General on a shakehead one time at Rayburn. Should have won the tournament.
Hmm.
But you know what I use that thing for?
What's that?
See what they're doing.
I want to find structure, stumps,
Mm.
lay
Yeah.
down, little drops. I mean, dude, I learned so much on what the bottom looks like and what's in front of me. I don't even care to see a fish because a lot of times you can't see the fish anyway if they're tight to the structure in a brush pile or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I want to see how far that laydown comes out. How far to
Hmm.
throw out there. I'm telling you, I've caught so many fish. I didn't see a fish, and I caught a fish with that thing without even seeing one, because I knew what direction to throw my bait at that
Hmm.
piece of structure. That is more important to me personally than chasing a fish down and throwing a little minnow at it or a ball with tentacles on it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's not my deal. I've
Hmm.
tried it. I've tried it this year, and I may get a bite or two, but I can never ever be. I can never excel at that. Just like some people can't excel at what I do. I mean, I probably can skip and pitch and better than any Drew Gill or any. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love Drew Gill. He's a great dude, but he ain't gonna come in my world up the river, try that boat, and skip a creature bait or Berkeley pit balls and a laydown better than me. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm not going to go out there and live scope and throw a little minnow or whatever he throws and catch a bass.
Yeah.
That's the difference, and that's what I'm okay with. Us being that different and doing our own things, and I respect that. And I think a Drew Gill type dude respects me. He's not one of them complainers that cries about what I do.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a good example of what I'm talking about. Like,
Hmm.
he I will never be that person. Just now,
Hmm.
does he go shallow like I dabble in forward facing? Yeah, he'll go shallow and dabble in it, just like I dabble in the forward facing.
Yeah.
We try to do everything, but our bread and butters are what we do, and that's it.
Hmm.
It is what it is. So you just got to look at it and that perspective and kind of just see both sides and understand that we all fish different and we all have our own little way we go about it, and I'm okay with it.
Well, see, I think that goes a long way because Colin and I have had this conversation before. We're us two. We're kind of the same entity because we like to fish structure. We like to fish deep docks, shallow docks, any kind of shallow flats. Something that we can see, throw out, and we do well at it. Now, when the time, when the fishing starts moving out or whatever, and it kind of gets a little tough, but we kind of try to adjust. But you know, that's us. That's how we fish. And there's there's no taking that away from us, or there's it's not the right way or the wrong way. It's just how we fish. That's how we like to fish. That's we catch fish. We're very productive at it, and that just goes to show you that you know h- you fish the way you fish to your strengths, more or less, is what I'm trying to say
Yep.
right there.
And
You.
that's what I wanted to feed off what you're saying. That's probably one of the most important things that in bass fishing. And I try to share this with youngsters or anybody. I learned this a long time ago, man. And thankfully I did learn it because a lot of guys haven't learned it. A lot of guys are too
Mhm,
stubborn. They try to fish like their buddy or what they
mhm,
think they should do at this lake or what the official report says or what the last guy caught the fish on last time they was there. Now, here's the deal, man. And I get caught up in it sometimes. I got to watch myself.
mhm.
Listen. If you're going to be successful, you have got to have confidence in what you do best. And you got to
Come on.
understand going into it, okay, what I do best may
Mhm,
not win this week, but
Yeah.
I need to have the best tournament and maximize my opportunity in this week. I better stick to what I know and what I'm good at.
ex
You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
You got to be
yep,
okay with not winning. Yeah, we want to
yep,
win every time, but you got to be okay to
yep.
have a 20 place finish. Because if you go start dabbling and get off in left
Mhm,
field, you're gonna finish 80th. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a fine line you got to walk and it's a mental game that you don't want to get drug into a bottomless pit of chasing your hiney that you don't
mhm.
know nothing about, doing something you don't know nothing about. So you
Right.
have to keep yourself honest, and whether that's the deal or not, you have to do what you feel confident in, and you're comfortable with to catch fish to have not a great event, but a good event.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
got a question that I've been dying to ask you, and I cannot have you on here because I've been to Louisiana a bunch of times. I love the food. I want to know, like, what is your favorite way to either eat like fish, shrimp, gator, or whatever? What is your favorite way to be able to eat?
Crawfish.
Yeah, anything like that.
Yeah, well, I grew up eating crawfish, whatever, gumbo. I mean, my daddy and uncles, I mean, they all live right next to each other where I grew up, and they got crawfish ponds. I mean, we used to eat crawfish well, I mean, this time of year, every weekend. Um, and I mean, that's just, I grew up eating all this stuff. But I cook a lot of gumbo. I love cooking gumbo. I cook really good gumbo. I put shrimp in it, whatever, all kind of stuff. But yeah, it's an art to it. I make my own roux and I put it all together, and it takes about 3 hours. But it's a little spicy. It's genuine, authentic, you know, Cajun food. And I had my grandma, and she couldn't even hardly speak English. Back in the day, man, they taught me a lot about cooking and all the secrets and what it takes to make a good meal like that. So, but I enjoy it. I cook it for a lot of people, and they enjoy eating it as well. I enjoy, um, you know, going back home and getting a little taste of my daddy. My daddy is probably the best cook I know. He could take anything. He cooks, venison, deer meat. I mean, it's unbelievable what he can do with that. You think, it can be tough to what if you don't cook it right.
Mhm. Yep.
Right.
Right, he stews that stuff down. Oh my gosh, that's some of the best memories of my childhood is my daddy cooking deer meat for me with some biscuits and that makes a gravy. It's just unbelievable.
Mm. Yeah.
But no, man, as soon as I get across the state line in Louisiana, I find me a gas station. I get me a meat pie. You know what meat
Mm.
pies are?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Oh, bro, you gotta get you a meat pie. You go to Louisiana, go stack. It looks like like you go to a gas station, apple pies that's in a box.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like a half moon look. It looks just like
Right.
that, but it's got meat,
Like a
peppers, and seasoning and all that.
Oh, a calzone. A calzone.
Kind of, yeah, but it's a meat, bro. Then they got crawfish pies. They're they're phenomenal. Now you better have you some Tums ready. They will give you some indigestion. But I love some meat pies, man. It's that's Natchitoches meat pies. There's a restaurant, Louisiana. It's a known nationally known restaurant down there in Natchitoches where I grew up. It's on Second Street, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, it's some good food, man. No matter where you go over there, but yeah, I
Bro,
don't.
I'm gonna have to come see you, man. We gonna I gotta get some of that Cajun food. I've been craving some
Yeah,
boudin balls.
yeah. Well, you can go to gas station, get them fried, get them, steamed, boiled. But I mean, you get them however you want nowadays. But yeah, my daddy, they make all that stuff too. Yeah, make boudin. They shoot, man. We used to butcher hogs. I remember we have this big old pot, big old cast iron pot. We boil. They boil pour water on and we'd scrape the hide off, and then we'd skin it. Then we'd make cracklings, fresh
Oh
crackling.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you're missing till you have. That was, I mean,
Hey,
it's
Keith, I
I ain't
seen
had a
something
heart
on the
attack.
other day.
I've eaten over the years. One, I ain't had a heart attack, but that was phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal.
I
Yeah.
seen something the other day, Keith, that I really want to try, and I mean, I'm maybe you've had it, I don't know, but it was a crawfish burger, and it literally made my mouth water,
Uh,
and it was. I mean, it just the stuff that he was putting in it. I mean, and I mean, it looked good. I don't know if it was or not, but I mean, it was, you know,
you know,
I'm all about that burger stuff, but
I feel like Bubba Gump's been reincarnated, and he lives in Louisiana. He's been making all kind of stuff. Because let me tell you something, they do anything and everything these days.
Yeah.
yeah, right,
They
right.
they make crawfish burgers, pies. I mean, it's amazing what they make this stuff with. I don't even know what all they got anymore. To be honest
But
with you.
that boudin is like top on my list. It's number one. I've
So
never had it. I want to try it, and
look, it's phenomenal. You eat it by itself. I like putting it on a cracker, with a little hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
But yeah, it's got some rice and meat
right.
and all that stuff in it. But it's really really good. It's really, man. You making me hungry. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I miss. And I used to work in oil rigs. See, a lot of people don't know this about me. I used to work offshore in oil rigs out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, for
Right.
real?
Excuse me, Gulf of America.
Oh yeah. Get that right now.
Politically correct.
Yeah.
You talking about food, man? That was the best eating. I mean, they got cooks out there. We out there for 2 weeks at a time. It's hard work, but they feed you good. We got seafood night, steak night. I mean, if we caught fish down on the off time, they'd cook it for us. If we went down the lower deck and caught anything, I don't know if I'll be saying that. They may not allow that anymore, but back in the day, 20-some years ago, we could catch whatever and they'd cook it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun. I've seen a lot, done a lot. Flew helicopters out there. Man, it's been, dude. I could write a book. Probably need.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
one of my favorite anglers is Shaw Grisby, and I love talking to him about doing some gators. And he, because he'll go and do some of the nuisance gator catches and stuff like that down in Florida, and he tells me that he uses his forward facing sonar more gator hunting than he does when he's out fishing.
Yeah. So, just I hadn't talked to him about it, but I can imagine. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times you see them gators, they'll go down, they get on the bottom, and they'll just kind of set or whatever, kind of get underneath, and they throw those hooks out and they'll hook them. So
Yeah.
seeing that gator out there with the forward facing, throwing it past him and hooking him, I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't think Troy, or T-Roy, all them, Troy Land, I don't
Troy
think
Landry.
they have
Landry.
forward facing. They may need to put forward facing on their aluminum boats. They may catch a lot more gators, but now, yeah, that's really cool. I hadn't really thought about it, but yeah, I mean, you can see whatever, bro. You can see
Yeah.
anything you want. And I found a car one time. I was filming off the grid actually on Lake Seminole, and it's one of my best episodes. But I went way up past this ditch and I got in this back pond. Of course, once I got back there, I realized it had a boat ramp back there. I mean, I didn't know it was like it was barely connected to the lake, but there was some access to it from a dirt road or something. But it had some standing tier. It was a pretty place. Had a few fish in it, but I found a car underwater. Like somebody had pushed a car off and sunk it, and I reported it to the police, and they went in and got it, pulled it out, and it was someone had reported a lost car like 10 years ago, and just somebody had pushed it off to get rid of it.
Now,
That's crazy.
what is your favorite way to eat gator?
I mean, I've had it fried. I mean, fried's probably the best way. I would think. Yeah.
So now, Pappy, I tried to just go briefly on the eating part because now you're starting to get everybody hungry if you keep on
Yeah, I
bringing
know
it
it.
up.
I know it.
So we we got a couple more questions, Keith, and then we're going to let you get off. And we deeply appreciate you coming on here.
Oh man, yeah.
For inspiring anglers or weekend warriors that are listening, what would be the best advice that you would give them to improve their skills?
Man, shoot, they may need to tell me because these youngsters, boy, they are, woo, they catch them, man, like them Nut Brothers, boy. No, honestly, to them young guys, high school. I mean, look, listen. It's all about experience. Nothing beats experience or practice, I should say. I mean, you take a football. Being a football player, basketball player, you understand these dudes lift weights. I mean, I was a football player. And I was sports. I was good at what it is. I was an athlete, but I practiced a lot. I lifted weights, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's not complicated.
Right.
Anything you do in life, I don't care if you want to, be a professional wood chopper. I mean, you got to practice at it. You have got to time, experience, and situations on the water is the best educational. You can watch every video you want, but actually doing it, putting it in action, putting it in motion is going to be better than anything. So.
Yeah.
It's very simple. Very simple. As much time, stay out doing bad things. Get your butt on the water. Be humble. Be just stay focused, and you'll be the greatest ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the thing is being able or being willing to learn. I mean, because the fish are going to tell you how they're going to want it, and just to be able to like what you're saying, is just stay focused and being able to kind of learn as that day goes of what's going to change because tomorrow could be totally different.
Well, and something else very important to go with that is being able to take corrective criticism. You know, take it on the chin and be coachable. Learn. It's the good with the bad. And because I'm gonna tell you, I mean, I'm still learning from guys like Gerry, Keith, and I'm 50 years old. I'm learning every day. It's every day. I'm picking up something new every day. And I want to go to these older hands or these guys that do it on a daily that has weathered that storm and that can pass that knowledge along to me to make me a better angler so that I can pass that knowledge on to somebody else. So, just being able to take corrective criticism is huge. Yeah, I think.
The truth of the matter is this, to be honest with you, nobody can teach you how to fish. We can tell you what works for us, but you
Yeah.
need to go on the water. You need to try it. And if it works for you, then you've taught yourself. But people can't teach people. All we can do is tell you what we do, and you can try it.
E-
And that goes
exactly.
back to what
Yeah.
I was saying. You got to do you. When you show up to a
Yeah.
lake,
Yeah.
you can't try to fish like somebody else. You can't try to do.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, man. You may think, "Oh, I'm gonna suck this week." Well, you may suck, but you have got to be confident in your abilities because if you don't
Yes.
gain some confidence in yourself, you ain't never gonna catch them. Never.
Hmm.
So and I say time on the water because the conditions are always changing. You can't be always stuck on one thing, and the more changes you experience, the more times you experience a weather change, a condition change, or whatever, you know what to do next time. Okay, this okay, it was this, and then the weather change. Or this. The more situations you're up against, that's going to educate you to know how to make that adjustment the next
Yep.
time. So
Yep.
Right.
it's that is so valuable to understand all that. It's
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Situation
So,
awareness.
we got one question that we ask every guest that comes on here, and we're not going to miss having the opportunity to ask you, Keith. Pappy, you want to ask it, brother?
Absolutely, I do. This would be an honor and a privilege. And Keith, man, it's been an honor and a privilege having you on today, and man, just listening to your stories and passing your wealth of knowledge and giving us all some nuggets and all that to be said. But if there was one person that you could fish with on the boat right now, whether they be here today or not, who would that person be and why?
you know, um, I don't I probably have a lot of them. Maybe my grandpa, my
Mm,
grandpa Cecil
hmm
Parker. I didn't really get to know him, but he was a great guy. Everybody says I was like him. Um, a little rough around the edges, little,
hmm
I was his favorite. That's what I was told. But I don't know. He was. I'd love to get to know him, just to spend some time with him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But he died when I was young, and I never got to really, I mean, you know him when you're little, but you don't really know him when you
yeah,
can't remember. But
yeah.
Right.
I think that would be cool if I was my grandpa Cecil.
Yeah.
That would be
Heck yeah.
that'd be
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So, but we want to thank both of y'all, Gerry and Keith, for coming on, especially with a about a 52-minute notice. And I I deeply appreciate it. I know Pappy does too. And y'all, it's always a great show, Gerry, when we have you on. And we want to say, Keith, man, we hope that the rest of the year for you, man, you just keep on turning up them top threes, and man, let's. I'd like to see you hold up a trophy here at least a couple times this year. So uh, let's see if we can get that done, and hopefully we're going to be able to see you here pretty soon on some tournaments. So we're gonna try to get out and do some media work and stuff, and hopefully be able to run into you. But
Awesome.
but
Appreciate it, guys.
so guys, stay tuned for next week. We have Jose Cinco with Casking coming on. We're going to wherever that rabbit hole leads. It's kind of where we're going to go with it, but. Guys, we hope that you have a blessed day. And remember, God loves you as if you were the only person in this world to love. And we'll see you out on the water, guys.
See you guys.